Good morning. I'm Jeannine.
And I'm Kris, and welcome to the Blue Fiber Tree. Today we're going to talk about some fun things that we did in the middle of October. But to start with, we're going to let Jeannine do the schedule for Longtail Knits.
Yep. So we're in the middle of November already, and we still have a lot of things that you can sign up for here through the end of the year. We're still super busy. So let's start. November 17th. Kris is going to be busy again.
Oh boy.
We have an advanced macrame project, the Owl, from 12 to 4. And in the evening from 5 to 8, we're going to do the Christmas wreath ornaments.
Yay!
Yeah, we haven't done those yet, so we're
Yay!
super excited
I'm looking
about
forward
those.
to that one.
Yep. On the 19th, which is Saturday, we have our Western Reserve Lace Society group who meets here from 10 to 1. And at 12, Kris is going to be teaching Beginners Macrame.
Yeah. Yay!
Yeah, you got a busy week. So that puts us at the week of Thanksgiving. So on Wednesday the 23rd, store's closing at 6. I'm going home to bake pies because I don't want to do it at 8:30 at night.
Or at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, which
That's
is
where
what
we
I
usually
typically
end
do
up.
it.
Right?
Yeah,
Me
so
too. I get it.
So it's usually that Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It's slow in here, so you know what? I'm gonna go home at 6 and bake some pies.
Absolutely.
Yay.
You should.
I am. Then obviously closed on the 24th because of Thanksgiving, but we will be here Friday, the 25th, regular hours 10 to 8, and Kris is up again at 11 o'clock. We're doing the angel ornaments.
I really like the angels.
So the angels and the wreaths are no skill required macrame workshops. So if you've got kids, you need something for them to do, come on out. They can handle it.
Oh yeah. They're fun. They're easy. Yeah. And if they're younger, a little parental help with a couple of pieces. Yeah. And you've got it. Yeah. They're pretty easy.
So it's not a drop and go. You have to stay with your kids if you bring your kids.
Yes, please.
So bring some friends. You know, those pre-teens, early teens, if they're crafty, this is the perfect thing for them to do. So there you go. And then on the 26th to finish out November, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving from 11 to 4, our ever popular needle felted tree. Yay! So there you go.
Somewhere my house has a tree that I felted.
I have my original tree, and then there's the store sample tree, and they're two totally different trees.
Yeah.
Because mine has a face, and everybody goes, love the guy. I'm like, that's fine, but you're going to learn the one without.
Yeah, mine is like the leaning tower of tree. It goes like this. It's a little floppy. It's not so
It's
not so tightly felted, because that was one of the very first things I ever did with felting, and I'm like,
yeah, the first tree that we did was very loosely felted, the core part of it. It's since done a totally different way. And I took mine apart and refelted the inside. Well, I still ended up with a hole, and that's why I now have a face. Is because the mouth was where the hole was.
Yep.
It was supposed to be a bird's nest, but it turned into a face.
Well, hey.
Yeah. They become what
she may or may not have mimicked the face after somebody she knows.
No, I wouldn't do that. Why would I do that?
Okay, so you say we love you, Bob. I wish you could see his face. You guys need as much joy. One day I'm going to put a camera here so that we can dual video, and we're going to put a little film of Bob in the corner of the faces he makes at us while we film, because they're priceless.
They are priceless.
Completely priceless.
Yep. So anyway, yes, we are going to be talking about the fiber shows that we visited in October.
Both of us the same weekend in two different places. It was my first trip to Rhinebeck.
Yep. We went with Nancy and Sue. You guys
we did the bus trip, but Nancy and Sue and I drove out because I get car sick, bus sick, and have no desire to repeat the Maryland bus trip.
No.
I was sick the entire time.
Right.
That was fun. And then while we were there, I went to
the Autumn Fiber Festival. That was in Ashland this year. Next year it's in Massillon.
Yes.
So yeah. So that's what we did. And they were both Saturday and Sunday in October.
Yeah. Do they change the location of that one every year?
I don't know, but they did. They already put out that they're changing next year's location to Massillon.
Where's Massillon?
About an hour southwest of here.
Yeah, it's still in Ohio.
Listen, Ohio's
It's
pretty
past,
decent size.
so it's Worcester, Massillon. It's
Okay.
down in
All
there.
right. Sorry, I'm outside my bubble.
Yeah.
Once I hit,
271.
Twinsburg Road, I'm out of my bubble. So I'm like, oh, where's that?
Yeah.
Even if I've been there sometimes, it's like, oh, where's that?
Yep. So I did the smaller fiber festival. Bob and I went out for it was nice. It was a
She
nice
scoped
day.
it out for me, guys.
I did, because she wants to do that one next year.
Yeah.
There were over 40 vendors, and they had them all in one building on their fairgrounds in Ashland. And it was a nice little show. And I tell you what, we got there about 11 o'clock Sunday morning, and I bet you I knew 40% of the people that were in there.
That's awesome.
Not just vendors, but the people who were shopping.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was kind of nice, because one of my customers, I was in a booth and Bob was in the aisle, and she goes, Jeannine's going to be around here somewhere. I see Bob.
That's funny.
So
that's funny.
They knew I was there because of him.
Yeah, Rhinebeck was over 100 vendors. There were at least 11 buildings of vendors of fiber related everything. My trip to Rhinebeck was wonderful, but what I will tell you as a vendor, it did make my decision that I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It really did. And nothing against the people that do. For those of you that don't know, there's an awful lot that goes in to preparing for a show as a vendor, but then the setup and the takedown,
I think it's just
and all
too
of that
big for you to tackle.
It's too big because I can't guarantee I have help.
Right.
That's one. And I'll tell you, there is a lady, and I wish I could remember her name. I was walking through the show, and I stopped at her booth, and I'm looking at her stuff, and I was like, oh, I love your stuff. And she's like, thanks. I go, how's it going? She's like, it's good. I go, you all by yourself? She goes, yeah. And I was like, oh, you didn't even get a break. She goes, I haven't been pee yet. I was like, well, do you want me to watch your booth for you? And we knew each other, but didn't know each other's names because we had seen each other out at Great Lakes as vendors.
Yeah.
And she was like, you would watch my booth? I was like, absolutely. So I got to spend 35 minutes babysitting a booth at Rhinebeck, which was probably most of the fun that I had, was selling somebody else's stuff for them in the booth. But all that did was give me a little taste of what I would be by myself going, too much coffee? Bathroom break, please?
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit much for me.
Right.
Yes, is there a ton of money to be made? Oh, hands down. They had 20,000 people there.
Yeah.
On Saturday, and they get about half that number on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you're going to make a lot of money as a vendor, but I don't know.
It is a lot.
It's a 7.5 hour car ride. And when I'm pulling a trailer, that 7.5 hours going to turn into 9.5, because you can't drive 90.
Right.
And
you'd have to drive up on Thursday to set up on Friday.
I couldn't come home till Monday. So then
Correct.
hotels up there during the show, they run anywhere from $250 to $400 a night. So you're sinking $2,000 with your booth fees and everything. You're sinking $2,000 to $2,500 with travel fees and all of that before you even get to start making money. And yes, you will make that money back. There's no doubt, but it's just a lot. And I think I'm going to stick to my local Ohio shows. Yeah. I enjoy them. I have Black Swamp coming up in March.
Yeah.
We have Wild and Woolly in February, Great Lakes in May. And if I get into the Autumn Fall Festival, that's 4. I teach a lot and I die a lot, and I still have that stupid other job. Yeah. Sorry, hair people that are my clients. I do love you. I'm ready for this. So we're going to share with you some of the treats that we picked up at the shows. Tell you who we got them from in case you like anything that you see.
Why don't you start? You have more than me.
Okay. So I don't even know where to begin.
We'll start with the yarn.
All right. So, as everybody knows, I'm an indie dyer. Mm-hmm. So if I want yarn, I can dye my own yarn.
Yep.
So if I buy yarn from you, I really love you. Mm-hmm. In the past, really lately, the last couple of years, the only person I've bought yarn from is Laura from Laughing Cat Fibers, because she's my hero. I love her. Her designs are amazing. So I really wish I could remember their names of the people that work the group.
Right.
Because this company, it's called Into the World, WHIRLED. I really love the name of their company. God, just fabulous people for one. They're trying to convince me to do the Massachusetts Fiber Festival.
Oh my.
And I'm like, well, I really want to, but I'll be driving for like 14 hours to get there. But they were wonderful people, so I may go out as a customer,
right,
just to see it, to see them again, because they were wonderful people, but their yarns are just fabulous. I found a shawl pattern, which I'm really mad that I left the shawl. Oh, it might be in my purse. I'll look real quick. So these are all fingering weight. Okay, all sock weight. They're all superwash merino. I believe those are too. Yeah, and nylon, superwash merino, and nylon.
It's a 75-25 blend.
Yeah, so they have. I will almost bank on it, because this feels a lot like my Ion.
It is.
Yeah, I would bank that we are using the same base, and I love their colors. Like, I love their colors.
So is the shawl a fade?
So the shawl can be a fade. I'm gonna dig here real quick.
Those are pretty.
I left it here so I wouldn't lose it. Oops. So it's a ponchette. So it's Trade Winds Ponchette by Catherine Ashley Wright. And I'm gonna go like this so we can see it a little bit.
That's pretty long.
It is. And it's beautiful. So let's see. I need 400 yards. Well, 2 hanks. Approximately 600 yards is what I need. So between that, I've got that. I've got 600 yards. And I actually, the darker and the gray go together for one, and then I want these for the other.
Yeah, there's 460 yards in each of these, so you could probably make that as long as you want.
Right, and the feel of the yarn feels like my yarn. It's just, I don't do a lot of solid tonals, right, in the way that they do their solid tonals. And yeah, I probably should, but everybody does, so I tend to not go that route. I try to do things that other people don't.
Right. That way people can come in, they can bring these and coordinate them with
some of my variegateds.
Right.
But I love their yarns, and more than anything, I love the people. So, you know, sometimes it's because of the people that I buy their stuff. And when I went back to the booth, the guy goes, "You're back. Are you coming to visit, or are you coming to buy yarn?" I went, "Well, I'm only buying yarn from one person this weekend, and you guys are it." He goes, "I'm honored." It was so funny, but they were the nicest people in the world.
Right.
And their yarns are awesome, and you will find them at www.intotheworld.com. Please go check them out.
Yep.
They have some fabulous fiber, and I'm sure if you go on their website, you'll see there's pictures of like what their boots and stuff look like. How they set up their fiber is fabulous, because the fiber is like pre-packed, and it's just
pretty.
I want to grow up like that one day. I'll get there.
You will.
But they're fabulous. Another thing I got was, there's this company called Berry Meadow.
Okay.
And not that they didn't have great yarns and fibers, but they had a mug with a sheet. So I had to get this. But the only way I could get this is if I bought a kit. So now apparently I'm going to make chamomile mitts
with that yarn
in this color. It's really soft, because it's really soft. It's alpaca.
That one ball will make
hair. This one ball will make my little mitts. So I love my sheet mug. I had to have it. It will not replace my Dunkin' cup.
No,
because nothing does. But so that was cute. I liked that guy. And then for those of you that spin, when I first got into spinning, one of the first visiting person we had,
Michelle or Megan, I can't remember her name.
I can't remember her name either. But one of the things she talked about before you start spinning was to take like a sugar scrub and really like a salt sugar scrub, and really, really, really get the dead dry skin off your hands, and then put your lotion on, so that as you're spinning, all those fibers aren't like catching. Well, I found this really great company, Hudson Valley Cold Pressed Oils. Um, they farm sunflowers,
Oh, nice.
and all of their scrubs are sunflower oil based. I got a little oil stick that's just like a vitamin E sunflower oil stick for moisture, just like for dry spots. Really great company. Absolutely love this scrub. So again, that's Hudson Valley Cold Pressed Oils.
Okay. All right. So I always pick up stitch markers. You can never have enough stitch markers in
You're
my
the stitch marker queen.
you know what? I love it. And
I use the same rings.
yeah, I know. Bewitched Pigment was there, but she has since quit making stitch markers. And she said she was tired of picking up 4mm rings across the room because they zing out of her hand, that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So next to her was Behind the Pines.
I never heard of them.
Well, they're at Great Lakes as well. Yeah, they're just in a different
I
building.
didn't get much time to go run around this year.
Right. And you guys might know them for these cute little things.
Were you knitting drunk again? That's fabulous.
I couldn't pass it up. Now, I know she's there because That'll Block Right Out is from her.
That's from her?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, same lady. Oh, my God. Bob read one. He goes, you need this one in the store. And I can't remember what it was. You remember what it said? That one that was really long, but it was funny. And he goes, you need that one. I go, no, this one's better. I get this a lot. But
I'm sure that's what you want to ask some people sometimes when you
It
have
is.
to when you have to fix their projects.
It is.
Yes.
So I have a lot of stitch markers, and my couple of my thingies are full. So I got one with a lid that she had, and obviously, yes, I got more pretty little round ball stitch markers. Look at these. If I can get one out of there. I like the old world kind of stuff.
They look marbled.
Yeah. I like her
Just
stuff.
a little stitch marker.
And I like the way that she does her rings.
You can't catch on anything.
Yeah, the way she does it is awesome.
Yeah.
So this little guy has just about every fiber animal possible in the knitting world.
That's so cute.
And on the back, there's a goat in a sweater.
That's perfect.
And it says, a wee tin to store little bits in.
Aww, that is
only
cute.
The tin was only $4. I couldn't pass it up. So yeah, so that was fun.
That's perfect.
And the other reason why I went, because I knew that Laura from Laughing Cat Fibers was going to be there, and I wanted different sock yarn than hers. I wanted some different sock yarn, so I picked this up.
I love that.
And then my husband goes, but did you see this one? And but he was pointing at the shawl. She dyed this yarn in a worsted weight, the exact same colorway, knit a shawl, had it on a mannequin. I go, but that's worsted weight yarn. He goes, but on the table. I'm like, man. So I ended up buying 2 skeins for my next.
It's beautiful.
My next
She
socks.
does her work. I love.
Yeah, and this is an 80/20.
Okay.
Merino, superwash merino, and silk. That's why it's a little bit softer.
Yep.
This one's called Jupiter, and this is off red.
Yep.
So 400 yards. I'll get my 2 pair of shorties out of these and be on my happy little way. So that was my main reason for going down there. But I did want to see some of the other people that were there.
So real quick, we have a knit along going on in the shop right now. The yarn we're using for that, what weight is that?
It is a light DK. It's between a sport weight and a DK. It's bigger than a sport, but smaller than a DK.
Okay.
So it's between a 2 and a 3.
Huh.
Because there's 300 yards on that skein, so it's a little bit lighter weight.
Okay. And we're using 5 and 6 needles. Socks are what?
0 to 3. They're a size
Still not
1.
making socks.
They're a size 1.
Nice try, guys. I really would love to make socks, but I just don't want to work with needles that small.
I know.
My hands just don't want to do it. So I will stick to making thicker socks.
And sweaters.
I mean,
and
it worked.
Yeah.
The one socks. I still have the socks. Well, I have one of the socks I made, The other one's probably in the middle of my bed underneath it somewhere.
So you're going to hear us say this a lot throughout multiple shows. I like working with small things. She likes working with big things.
Yeah, my hands just don't. The needle felting, the socks, baby hats I struggle with. Mm-hmm. But I every once in a while I'll suck it up and try and make a baby hat.
And yet this is the woman who is using a probably 8 or 9 inch circular to knit the sleeves for the sweater.
That's easy.
But it's because it's a size 6 knitting needle.
Yeah,
the needle's larger.
The needle is the right size. Like, trust me, that was so much easier than double points. If you watch me use double points, they slide out of my hand as I pick them up. I have no grip anymore. I'm like, this is horrible. All right.
What else you got?
So there was this Suffolk. I always want to say Suffolk County because New York has Suffolk County.
Say Suffolk Shaker Shop.
I can't. That's like saying Susie sells seashells by the seashore.
So at the Suffolk Shaler Shop, Kris purchased beautiful swords.
Beautiful swords. And very reasonably priced swords. And I have a ton more than what's on this table because
she's actually currently using them in a project.
So I have like 5 different lengths of these. And for those of you that don't know what this is, it's for weaving. It's our shuttle stick.
Yeah. I had our weaving. She comes in, she opens this bag, and she's just boom.
I just plop them all down. These are so well done. There was another guy selling swords and shuttle sticks, and his were beautiful. I mean, same great quality, but this is an 18-inch shuttle stick. This was $6.95.
Can't beat the price.
You can't beat the price. What is this? This is a 23-inch sword, $14.
I love the wood.
I love the wood. What is this one? This one is zebra wood. This one is something called paddock. I don't know what paddock is.
This one you took the label off because you were using it.
Yeah. I don't remember what this one is, but I do love this. And then I got this really, really great. I think this is paddock also. This was $9, and this is a weaving needle, and I love this. This is great for so many things that I do. But if you get a chance to look them up, his work is excellent, and his prices are outstanding. Now Stephen Willett, he's one that had all of these tools as well, but his were like 2.5 times the price. However, from him, I got a nice little weaving comb. Tapestry weaver. I love these because you can use this end, you can use the comb. These are super, super helpful. And I use them when I am macrame. I use it when I'm doing tapestry. I use this for my rigid Heddle. This thing has so many uses. And I do have one, but now I have a second. And I love them. They are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
You probably have the Ashford one, which is a little heavier and bigger than this one.
I do. And I love that guy. And then just from Zippy Pins, I knit so I don't kill people.
That's why she drinks coffee too.
That's also why I don't, for sure. And then spinning because knitting isn't weird enough.
It's true.
Yeah, that was fun. Then like I need another rabbit hole.
Cheers.
Okay. And I'm not sure when in this universe I will find the time to do this. There's a great mother and daughter in this booth. And this is called, it's called Shirret. Shirret. And it is the coolest. I'm trying to see. Here we go. So, rugs and wall hangings, okay, you can make with this. The cool part of this, so I don't crochet a lot because it hurts my hands. And when they made this thing, this is, so you use pieces of wool. And it's like 1 inch wide, quarter. You can make the wool as thick or as thin as you want to make it. And this little tool, it's a crochet hook, but not. And there is a way that you hold this. So I'm not this, and I'm not this, because this hurts me.
Yeah, it goes between your fingers.
It goes between, it's gonna take me forever. So you almost hold it like a gun, and you go into your wool, and you create these little, you like load your wool on here, and you are crocheting in between. It is the coolest thing because it gives you these little, you create rows, and all you see is like the fabric unless you peel it apart, and then you see your single crochet. You only single or double. That's it. You don't get into fancy stitches with it. And you can start with a magic loop or not. It's literally, it's shirret.com. Because I can get natural wool and dye it, so I can make whatever I want to make. And rest assured, as soon as I figure out how to do this, like I know how to do it, but I haven't put it into practice yet. We were all laughing about it. Yeah, I'm super excited because it's just yet another rabbit hole in the world of fiber arts, which is not what I need.
Now, didn't she create that to keep her daughters busy or something?
She did. She did. And it's freaking awesome. She's got a whole book out that I actually want to get the book, but because I was trying to, I bought so much stuff, and I actually didn't even buy as much stuff as what I normally buy because I was too busy buying fleeces.
Yeah.
I just did, literally, her book is called The Art of Shirret, and I'm 100% positive I'm not saying that correctly. But if you can crochet, you can do this. Lots of fun, and the kit was $35, and it came with
everything.
This tool, my stuff, and the cord that's in here is a lot like my warping cords.
Yep.
It's just 100% cotton.
And it's thinner.
Yeah, and it's thinner, so I figured when I'm done with that, I got enough of the other stuff to use that. But, yeah, during my Christmas break, or during my downtime while my mom's here and we're just hanging out, I'm like, I might sit and just do something brainless that doesn't have to do with the 17 different jobs that I have now. So
perfect.
Yeah, so that's one. And I'm very excited for this one. I'm very excited for that.
You want me to show this?
Yes, would you please? Because that is awesome.
She got this fabulous yarn bowl. Now, I've seen this technique done before. So
they fire them differently.
Yeah, so when you pull these out and they're hot, they're not glazed, but they're hot, and you just lay string or feathers or whatever on, and it burns a design into the bowl. And this was from Polly Studios. This was cool.
$70, guys.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you what, this is a well-made yarn bowl.
I think it's the same guy who does Great Trails Fiber Show.
I don't know.
Down in Minerva,
it is awesome.
Because I remember seeing somebody doing that same thing down there.
Yeah, one of the things I said to them, I was like, so I'm going to pop off the little pieces on the bottom, and I'm going to put a full cork or a thick felt because my studio is concrete flooring.
Yeah.
And she goes, yes, please. I was like, yeah, no, because I'm not paying $70 for a bowl to break it.
Yep.
But if somebody could, I would. But I just like how they've done it. Everything is very smooth.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's what I love.
And then she brought back for me to try,
because God knows I'm not doing this,
a garden gnome. Now, he is felted. This is from the Felting Studio, and they had tons of different designs. She was sending me pictures. Which one do you want? And it looks like it's a very complete kit in
It
here.
is. The needles and everything are in there,
yeah,
she said.
There's foam. There's the backing to felt onto. There's instructions on the opposite side of this. And all that wonderful fiber to create that little guy. So, yeah, add to all my felting things that I need to do. Yeah.
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 Did you pull anything out of that yet?
I haven't even opened it.
Okay, so we don't know whether the gnome is drawn on there, or whether we have to guess it.
Find out real quick.
That's part of what I was curious. Why do I feel like he's not drawn on there?
The design has been sketched onto the wall using a Sharpie marker.
Oh, good.
Placing your hand or arm atop the sketch lines may cause them to fade, damage your clothes, or stain your skin. So you have been warned.
As long as it's on there, because there's no way I could look at a picture like that size and then felt it into a bigger size.
Yep.
I need the drawing. I can't wait to see that. Like, that's going to be a fun project for you.
It is.
And then everybody knows that, you know, for my shows and stuff, I make bats. And it is really hard as an indie dyer to find time to absolutely dye every single thing that you always need.
Yep.
My roving is always hand dyed by me. Okay. Right. My yarns, they're always hand dyed by me. I won't sub those out and pull in from other things.
Correct.
However, some of the mix-ins that I use in bats, I will get solid colors. Yeah. So that I can mix in some solid sections.
Yeah, that's pretty.
These were so brilliant and so bright, I couldn't resist. I didn't even need them. I couldn't beat the price.
Those are fabulous.
I mean, the price was cheaper than what I've been able to find solid merinos for, and they're just brilliant. And
those
I love them.
Those would be pretty to put into your
the bats, right? And that's literally what I got it for. And I can't wait to get. I've got pounds of black, and I want to just. Ooh. I just want to do the pops of bright colors in the black for the bats. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. So that will be a ton of fun. And then lastly, I tried very hard in the very first 20 minutes that Rhinebeck was open to buy out the Fleece and Fiber show.
The fleece barn got hit.
I tried. You can ask everybody that was on that bus that rushed straight to that barn, to that sale with me. Yeah, I was like, I'll take that one. Oh, and I want that one. So now, Jean can be happy I did not bring all of those fleeces here because they are not, like, they're pretty and they're mostly clean, but they do still severely smell like sheep. But I found a company, Windsong Farm. They're out of Burdett, New York. This lady has some of the most beautiful Wensleydale and Teeswater locks that you have ever seen in your life. These are my Wensleydale locks, and for anybody that knows anything about locks, I mean, these are pull apart ready, ready to dye, and I cannot wait to dye some locks.
Look how long these are.
Yeah, links on this one run anywhere from about 3.5 to 5 inches.
Yeah.
They don't go much longer than 5 on this one because it's a lamb. So this was a baby, but it is very clean. So that's the one thing I will say is, you know, when you're fleece shopping, you really got to know what you're looking for. And you can tell a lot about a farm by the fleece they're willing to sell.
Right.
And there was one booth I went to, and she had about 10 fleeces for sale. And I'm looking, and this was not at the fleece show where they were judged. This was just in a booth. I started doing this, and her locks were still wet.
Ew.
That to me is like, oh, you washed those last minute, you brought them to sell, which is fine, but you need to make sure when people are buying them, you need to say, listen, those locks are still damp. Do not leave that bag closed up. You need to lay them out to dry when you get home, and then it's okay. But if you're buying and you don't understand, like maybe you're new,
or you don't even open the bag and stick your hand in.
Well, if you're buying fleece and not sticking your hand in,
well,
good luck. But you don't know what you're getting.
Exactly.
You really got to look through a fleece, you know. But these locks are they're perfect, and I cannot wait.
Are you dyeing them just as locks, or are you spinning
Oh,
them?
no. So when you get locks this pristine as an indie dyer, when you get locks that are this easy to separate and this pristine, absolutely never will I spin these like this. I will break these down into ounces, and I will dye and sell these by the ounce, because this can be used for people that do want to lock spin, but they can be used for doll hair, needle felting. Like, it's endless because the locks are just perfect.
Right.
So these I can sell by the ounce. Same, I think I left with a total of, it's either 12 or 13 bags of fleece.
It was a lot.
And there are 4 bags of the fleece that I got that are just specifically lock dyeing. Because I have some Teeswater locks that are like 8-inch long locks. And they are beautiful. And this one, I think, this is another Wensleydale lamb. And you can see, like, same lady. And my locks are just perfect. They're
now,
just,
some of the stuff you picked up was judged in their fiber show,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, some of the stuff that I got, and it's really funny. So they have, when they're judging fleeces, they judge on staple length, they judge on the fiber quality, the crimp, the cleanliness. Like, there's a whole list of stuff, and I'll be very honest, I don't remember everything on those lists. This is not one of them.
Oh, okay.
I didn't bring any of the ones from the sale, but when they're judging them, they rate them a 1 through a 5.
Yep.
1 being the best.
Okay.
5 being the worst, I think.
Or was it the other way around?
The other way around.
Who knows? Whatever.
I don't know. Whatever it is, but I've out of the 9 fleeces that I got at that show, 3 of them were 3rd place fleeces, and the rest didn't have a ribbon. I'm going to tell you what, for the ones that didn't have a ribbon, they were sure amazing fleeces. They were amazing. One of the Teesdale locks, I have 2 bags of Teesdale locks from there that they didn't want a ribbon. And I'm looking at these locks going,
if this one didn't run it,
where's the first place one?
Yeah.
I need to see what first place was, because they were long, they were luscious, they were practically perfect.
Right.
So it was fun. For those of you that haven't been to Rhinebeck, like, it is absolutely worth going.
Do you have something else down there, or
No, that's just an empty bag.
Okay,
that's my empty bag.
You've been to Maryland Sheep and Wool and Rhinebeck.
Yeah,
I've been to Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
Of the 2 shows, if somebody had their choice of going to one or the other, which one would you?
Rhinebeck.
Rhinebeck. It's bigger.
It's only because it's bigger, and you have more things to choose from.
Right.
I loved Maryland, and I would. If you ask me who I'm going to go back to, I would go back to Maryland before I go back to Rhinebeck.
Okay. Because
it's cheaper for me to go visit Maryland.
Right, right.
So cost-wise, it's way less expensive. It's a shorter drive. The hotels aren't as expensive. You get a multitude of the same vendors that are at Rhinebeck. You still have fleece sale. You still get everything you want. And you can do, I know Maryland is a 2-day show. You can get through Maryland in a day and be done. Right. And not have to do day 2.
Rhinebeck, you got to do 2 days.
You do. I didn't even make it to because I spent so much time in the fleece build, like with where the fleece sale was, the first buildings A through D, like, I didn't even really get to look at them the first day. You know, like, I went through them so fast and there were so many people.
Right.
You couldn't.
The second day to go through the buildings would have been better because there's not as many people there.
Right. It literally is half the amount of people on day 2. And I did more looking at the buildings up on the top of the hill on day 1. Day 2, we went back and we were there from 9 to 11. So we spent 2 hours on day 2 just going through the first buildings to see what we didn't get to see. I couldn't get into Miss Babs on the first day if I wanted to. I was able to get into Miss Babs.
Right.
But yeah. I'll tell you, it's a lot. It can be really overwhelming if you don't like large crowds. Maryland's the place for you. I will say now that I've been once, I'm okay if I don't like. I would go back again, but maybe not for like 5, 6, 8, 10 years.
Yeah, I think I went in 2018 or 19. Kathy and I went, and everybody goes, "Well, would you go back?" I go, "No, it's too soon." I think you're right. You have to wait.
You gotta wait
because
by the time, like, if you wait those 5, 6, 8 years, some of the vendors are moving out, and new vendors are coming in. And a lot of the vendors, though, these vendors travel from, like, Laura with Laughing Cat Fiber, she goes from show to show to show to show to show to show to show. Like, it's what she does, you know? Into the world. They're at one show, go home, dye more stuff, go to a new show. Dye more stuff, go to another show. 100 Ravens. They were there. I didn't find them.
Were they really?
I didn't find them. I looked for them. I didn't find them. I love them.
I can see them being there because of all the amount of yarns that they carry.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, I'm never going to be that vendor that goes.
You can't say never.
I can say never because I don't have the energy.
Yeah, it is something
I don't want to do the entire show circuit.
No. I think, like you said, 3 or 4 shows a year and you're good.
But I'm a local girl.
Right.
I want to stay in Ohio.
And they can find us.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fine staying in Ohio. And then the bigger shows, I'll go visit. You know, there's a show that they do out west in Colorado. I'll go out to the Colorado show because those are people that aren't going to come and vend on the East Coast.
Right.
So I would go to a West Coast show. I'll have to drive to it because I'll never be able to. I'll have to ship boxes back, boo.
West of the Mississippi is one thing. East of the Mississippi
right. I would
is
like
another.
to see what kind of fleeces they have out west. Yeah. Like, what do their fleeces look like compared to what we're finding on the East Coast?
Right.
Because I bet they're very different. But I think it's just a taste. Now, what I will say is Wild and Woolly coming up in February, 25 to 40 vendors. Right? Wild and Woolly.
Yeah.
25 to 40. She does try to grow it a little more every year.
But we're limited by building space because we just have that one building.
Yeah, I think she said she was trying to get to the second.
Which is going to be rough because the craft show's in that second one.
I know. Those bums. But so at Wild and Woolly, you get a little taste of a bigger show. And there's still a wide variety of stuff. Mm-hmm. At Great Lakes, you're going to get everything at Great Lakes that you see at Maryland and Rhinebeck.
Yeah,
you really do.
It's the bigger show, and it's at a fairgrounds. Well, Wild and Woolly's at a fairgrounds too, but it's in February, so we're not outside. We're in a building.
Yeah.
The Autumn Fiber Show was on a fairgrounds in one building.
Okay.
Okay. But because Great Lakes, because of what it is, because it is a larger show, it's in May. We're in several buildings.
Yeah.
Not just one.
No, there's like 7 or 8 now.
Yeah, because there's over 100 vendors at Great Lakes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Which is good. Plus they are teaching on Saturday and Sunday as well. Yeah. And they were teaching classes.
They had classes at Rhinebeck, and I'll be honest, I didn't even look.
Yeah, because
I probably should have, because I probably could have taken a class from somebody that I'd wanted to.
I think they were on Friday.
Oh, well then I couldn't have, because we didn't drive out till Friday during the day. Before.
So yeah, but you do have those options as well, and a lot of what I saw is things that we teach here. So
I know
the weaving
that I love seeing that. I love seeing that the classes that we go to, locally, are the classes that we see them teaching elsewhere.
Perfect.
If you have any questions about anything you saw today, don't hesitate to leave a comment.
Like and share.
Yeah, and if you haven't been to a fiber show, go. It's worth the experience.
Even the small local ones.
Absolutely.
Because that gives you a taste.
Yep.
You know, and you may only spend an hour, but it's worth the hour.
Absolutely.
It really is.
You'll see things that you don't get to find normally in your regular yarn shops.
Correct.
You know, that's the best part is that, you know, yarn shops try to carry a little bit of everything, but you only have so much space.
Correct. And the yarn shops are all different, which is why we do the yarn tour in September, because that gives you a taste of all the Northeast Ohio shops. You get to see what they have. And there's a few of us that do Wild and Woolly, and there's a few of us that do Great Lakes. It just depends on who's willing to do that part of it.
Yep.
And yeah, so we're always reaching out and trying to do what works best for us.
Absolutely.
So,
well, like and share our page.
Yep. Find me at longtailknits.com, and on the Facebook is Longtail Knits. You have alk&me.
alk&me.com. You'll find me on Facebook and Instagram, and
the Blue Fiber Tree on
and the
Facebook.
Blue Fiber Tree. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I almost
we have
forgot
a lot
that
of
one.
things.
There's a lot going on.
We have a lot of things.
And by the way, I never got to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, I did say a little thank you, but we are up to 162 subscribers right now.
I know.
As of yesterday. I'm so excited. It's like all we wanted was 100. Now we're growing.
It's since September. It has really jumped.
I know.
And yeah, it's great.
I know.
So
we might
like
be able
and
to
share.
finish the year out with 200.
Yeah. And I get a lot of comment feedback with customers. We did the books the last time, and the next time I saw one of my customers, she goes, "Oh yeah, you know that book that Kris was showing? I went online and bought that one." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
There was a lady that commented under that video. She's like, "I watched your video and I own 2 of the books, but now I want 5 more." I started laughing. I'm like, "Oops, sorry."
Yeah.
A good Christmas present.
Christmas presents.
But yeah, like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned. Our next video, we are going to teach you in 2 weeks how to warp a rigid Heddle loom.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to change up our format a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a little more how-tos.
Yep.
All right?
Yep. So just basic. Yes. Okay.
Cameron Bob was giving us a...
Yeah, we gotta
Santa Claus
wrap
look.
this one up. Yep. So you guys have a great one. Check us out. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.